afternoon and welcome to 55 Plus Live. My name is Nick England.
And I'm Leela Peg.
And today is Tuesday, August 3rd. Welcome to the show and happy August. Happy August, Leela.
Happy August. I can't believe it's August.
I know, lots
I don't
been
want
happening.
the summer to be over. Do you want it?
Oh, yes. It's been a hot summer.
Yes.
It's been a nice summer, though.
Yes.
Like, great to get outdoors and start doing things again.
I feel like August is starting to become a little bit nicer weather-wise, though.
Yeah.
I feel like July was like the humidity month.
Right.
And
Yeah.
now
it's rough early July.
Hopefully it'll stay nice and
Exactly.
mild. But yes, we're in August.
Enough about the weather. The Olympics. Have you been watching the Olympics?
Yes.
Nice.
I've been watching it nonstop.
Yeah, it's been a lot of
I
fun.
love the Olympics.
Yeah, me too. So what else is going on?
So we are focusing the show today on technology, which has been, I think the silver lining from the pandemic was.
I often think back to like the 1918 Spanish flu or whatever.
Yeah.
Like how much worse it would have been if we didn't have video calls and Skype and all that stuff. So anyway, technology. We're talking about technology today.
Yes,
we have a lot of cool topics going on.
Right. And again, the silver lining is so many people have been able to, keep in touch through technology, through all Zoom and all of these different things. So we're going to talk more about that today. And our pop-up programs have been going great. A lot of people going to them, excited about the fall when we're going to open up. Yay! Yes. But just having a chance to see each other in person inside where it's not hot.
Yeah, absolutely. Slowly but surely returning back to some normalcy for sure.
Yes.
All right, great. Well, so we'll start off with Sydney with the program forecast. Then we'll go to Elizabeth, who's interviewing Ken from Car-Free Diet. And then we have a few sneak peeks on some of the technology programs we have coming up. Mm-hmm. And then we'll end with a very fun top 5 talking about technology. So without further ado, we'll go next to Sydney.
Thanks, Leela and Nick. Hi, everyone. I'm Sydney Reed, and I'm here to give you the program forecast for the next 2 weeks. Let's get right into it, starting with Wednesday, August the 4th. Have fun remembering and learning about Arlington's rich past in the program Local History Discussion and Reminiscence. In August, we will discuss the history of transportation in Arlington with Charlie Clark, our man in Arlington, for the Falls Church News Press. On Thursday the 5th, join us for casual conversations. Topics might include books, recipes, movies, exercise routines, and hobbies. This afternoon hangout group is a place to share and learn from others how best to deal with our quarantine lives. Ending the week, on Friday the 6th, see some familiar faces in person at the Lubber Run Community Center. We will be hosting the program iPhone Basics, where volunteer and Apple aficionado Lowell Nelson will offer an instructional class on iPhone Basics, including app installation, security settings, navigation, tips, notifications, and accessibility options. Seats are limited, so please be sure to register in advance. You can register online, or you can call the registration office at 703-228-4747. Next week, on Monday the 9th, get rid of that case of the Mondays in some relaxing programs like Tai Chi in the Park or gentle meditative yoga. Heads up, this yoga class is another pop-up indoor program at Lubber Run. Registration is required to attend. On Tuesday the 10th, check out the program Rock Music Legends, The Summer of Love. In the summer of 1967, known as the Summer of Love, some 100,000 young people converged upon San Francisco's Haight-Ashbury neighborhood and sparked a cultural revolution with its own special sound. Carl Gold will discuss and perform the work of some of the best-known artists from that era, including Jefferson Airplane and the Grateful Dead, along with others. On Wednesday the 11th, partake in an outdoor performance by the Moroi sisters with fellow 55 Plus members. An ice cream truck will be there to offer cool treats for purchase. Please bring your own blanket or chair. This event is sponsored by the Aurora Hills Advisory Committee. On Thursday the 12th, engage in the movie discussion on Wild. 14-year-old Joe is the only child of Jeanette and Jerry, a housewife and golf pro. in a small town in 1960s Montana. Nearby, an uncontrolled forest fire rages close to the Canadian border, and when Jerry loses his job and his sense of purpose, he decides to join the cause of fighting the fire, leaving his wife and son to fend for themselves. This movie is currently available to stream on Netflix, so please be sure to check it out before attending the program. Finally, on a spooky Friday the 13th, check out the program Settling a Decedent's Estate. The estate settlement process can be overwhelming and complicated, but knowing how it works can prove important in many cases. Attorney Allison Lambeth-Matthew will introduce you to the basics of how a fiduciary works to settle an estate. That concludes the program forecast for the next 2 weeks. Back to you, Nick and Leila.
Thanks, Sydney. We got a lot of good stuff coming up in the next 2 weeks. And now we have Elizabeth with our front yard interview with Ken with Car Free Diet.
Hello, and welcome to another segment of Front Yard Interviews. We're all getting back to normal, and I'm sure you're ready to hop on the bus and get where you want to go. I'm here today with Ken Matthews. He's the Car Free Diet Guru, and he's going to talk to us about transportation. Hi, Ken. Welcome. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Elizabeth. How are you?
I'm good. I just wanted to find out, are the buses back on schedule?
Yes and no. We're almost fully back on schedule. We have 12 of the 16 buses back on a regular schedule. We have 53, 61, and 62, and 74. Those 4 buses are not yet on regular schedule, but everyone else is.
That's great to hear. And are they requiring masks on the transportation?
Well, it's always a good idea to have one. I have mine here,
Yeah.
and it's good to keep that distance as well, 6 feet. They're saying on the platform, at the bus stop, and don't sit next to someone on the bus, and make sure you sit, distance yourself from someone else.
Okay, great. And now I understand there's some discounts. Can you help us understand those?
Absolutely. There are discounts for seniors 65 and over. It's called the Senior Smart Trip Card. As a matter of fact, we're here at the commuter store, and you can actually pick up your Smart Trip Card here, your Senior Smart Trip Card, for $2, and then you can charge it with however much money you want to put on it. You just speak with the person there behind the window, and they'd be happy to help you. And let me tell you about the discount. That's the most important part.
Yes.
Instead of $2, which is the regular fare, seniors pay $1. So it's half off.
Wow.
Now, that's not just on the ART bus. That's on the Metro bus, and that's other buses within the metropolitan D.C. area. Also, seniors get a discount when they ride the Metro as well. So the discount doesn't just stop with buses.
That's great for them to know. So this week we're talking about technology and how helpful it is. And I understand you have an app that you want to tell us about?
That's right. Actually, there's 2 apps that you can use. One is called the Transit app, and I have it right here, and I can show you on screen. Transit app is free, and it helps you plan your trip, and you can actually see what buses and what metro lines are nearby and how many minutes before they depart. So it's a great tool for planning how to get somewhere for free. You can download it. Again, it's called the Transit app. The other app is called the Smart Trip app. Now that app, you can actually take your Smart Trip card, or in this case, if you have a senior Smart Trip card, and you can register it and connect it to your app. And then you can use your smartphone, whether it's an iPhone or a Galaxy, Samsung Galaxy. Both are accepted. Both of those platforms are accepted, and you can actually use it, and you can hit the kiosk on the bus and pay for your ride in that way.
Well, that's great. That's great. So remember, when you're coming to our centers, which will be opening soon, you want to make sure that you utilize all these wonderful transportation opportunities that Arlington County has. Now, Ken, you also want to talk about the bike share?
Sure. Actually, I came here on Capitol Bike Share. Those are the red bicycles that you see around town. Arlington has numerous stations. As a matter of fact, here around the corner, there's a Capitol Bike Share station. Those bike share bicycles are available for anyone. You can purchase a membership for $85 a year. That's for a full year. Or you can purchase a one-time 30-minute ride for $2. You can purchase a ride all day for $8. And there are other levels of purchase that you can buy for several days if you only want to try it out for a couple of days. And you can use that bike to get where the metro or the bus may not be able to take you.
Well, that's great. Well, that's a lot of suggestions for you guys to get to our senior centers, and we're excited to have you back in the fall. Now back to you, Nick and Leila.
Thank you so much, Elizabeth. It was such a great interview with Ken. We always love those programs that we have for Car Free Diet, and there's actually more coming up later in the year as well. So
yes, and
look out for
that new transit app
Yeah.
should
Oh,
be
really
another
cool.
great tech tip.
Absolutely, yeah. That's always like clever, especially the metro and the bus and navigating all that stuff. Very cool. All right, so next up, to continue on with our technology theme, we have Shatima and Brittany, our new staff. They're going to give us a sneak peek on a program coming up later, talking about payment apps. So we'll go now to them.
Thanks so much, Nick and Leila. I'm Brittany Miller,
And I'm Shatim Abdul Malik.
and we are here to give you a technology tip on payment applications using your device or your phone.
All right. So a payment app is an application on your phone that you can use to send or transfer or receive money from your friends or family.
Yeah, it's really great and super easy to use. Just to give you an example of a time that you would use this, say that Shatima and our friends were out to dinner with a big group, and instead of the waitress splitting the check, I don't know, 5 or 6 ways, someone foots the bill, everyone else opens up their application on their phone, and they can send money, their portion of the bill, right to the person who took care of the entire bill.
Yeah, it's really easy. The way to get started, after you've downloaded the app from your Google Play or App Store, you want to go in, enter your name and account information. Once you get started, you'll have a list of options showing you the balance that you have in your application, giving you options to, if you want to buy a credit card, they have that. You'll also, with Cash App, I know that you can also invest.
Oh, wow.
So if you want to do that, they have a free option for that. And it's really just a fun way, an easy way to just send money.
Yeah, that's great. I'm more familiar with Venmo, so definitely, when you open the app, download, it's going to prompt you to link either your debit card or your credit card, and then your account will be linked to your app. So say you just open up your app, I don't know, say you have a friend far away, you want to buy them coffee for the day, you can literally send that person $5 and say a little caption, "Coffee on me." It's just a great way to kind of exchange money back and forth without using cash or checks or,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And the great thing about it is it's also secure. So I know with Cash App, you have an option to put your password in, or you can use biometrics with your fingerprint. And I think Venmo has some other ways you can do it as well.
Yeah, Venmo, depending on what phone you have, you can use the thumbprint, or you can also use Face ID, which I definitely use. Just, if you ever lost your phone and someone were to be able to get into your phone, having that Face ID or that personal thumbprint for this application makes it so secure that no one can get into your account, which is great.
Oh, that's always good. Definitely want to keep your money secure.
Yeah.
If you guys want to learn more information, Brittany, you're actually going to be teaching this class, correct?
I am. I am going to be holding a payment application program at Lubber Run on October 14th. It's going to be a Thursday evening, one of our evening programs at Lubber Run. It's going to take place at 6 p.m., and I'm going to lead the program. So we'll really be able to dive deep more into Cash App, Venmo, how to actually link your account, and more ways to use this app.
Awesome. Well, back to you, Nick and Leila.
Okay, thank you, Shatima and Brittany. I love seeing them on the show. Our newest
I
55
know,
plus
absolutely.
center
They're gonna have to,
directors. They're so
gonna have to
awesome.
be like fill-in anchors for us.
Wait a second.
Maybe we'll take a vacation.
I don't want anyone
Oh,
taking over my job.
That's right. That's true. That's true.
Okay, so we have next a spotlight on one of our volunteers, one of our very loyal, just amazing volunteers, Lowell Nelson, who has been doing Mac, iPhone, and iPad tutoring sessions one-on-one with our 55 plus members for several years now. We're so excited because in the fall he is coming back in person in the centers at Walter Reed and Aurora Hills to meet back with our members in person. But since the pandemic started, he has been meeting one-on-one with them on Zoom. So we're going to do just like a quick spotlight on him, and he's got a pop-up program coming up, so he'll tell us more about that. Hello, everyone. I am here today with Lowell Nelson. He is one of our longtime volunteers with 55 plus programs. And he specifically has been doing one-on-one tutoring sessions specifically on Apple devices. So Macs, iPhone, and iPads, right? So Lowell, how long have you been doing this now?
It's over 5 years. I don't know
Oh,
exactly,
goodness.
but at least 5 years. Yes.
Okay. So you've been doing this for 5 years, and pre-pandemic, you were meeting with our 55 plus members in person, both at Walter Reed and Aurora Hills.
Right.
And I know they were very popular because we, always had like waiting lists for those sessions. And then the pandemic hit, and you've been doing them virtually.
Right.
So first of all, thank you so much for being with us today.
Sure.
And let's start with just tell us how long, or actually you just told us how long you've been volunteering. What is your background that you have the experience and the knowledge to help our 55 plus members with their questions about Apple devices?
Sure. Right. I'm an engineer. I'm a technical person by my job previously. But really, my Apple knowledge is basically as a hobbyist. I've owned an Apple product, a Mac computer first since 1992. So for like 30 years, I've been playing around with Apple devices, and so it's kind of my hobby. I pay attention to the newest things coming out. I have one of just about everything that Apple sells. And so I like to learn about how they work, and I like to help other people with them as well. So I've just gained through knowledge, through experience of using them for myself and helping other people with them.
That's great. So are you one of those people that always gets the newest, the latest and greatest?
I am, yes.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
So I mean, with rare exceptions, but I have pretty current hardware in my house. That's true. Yes, you're right.
Okay. That's great. Well, what types, when you meet with our members, what types of technical issues and questions do you help them with? Like, what are, I guess, the most typical questions?
Right. I mean, it's
issues.
a wide spectrum, and that's one reason I value doing the one-on-ones with people. That one format works well because people are at different places in their technology journey, basically. So it can be really basic. It can be, I've never had a smartphone before. How do I do texting? How do I take a picture? How do I send that picture to someone else? So it can be really basic, or it can be all the way up to, I have 3 Apple devices and I want to sync the photos between all 3 of them. How do I make that work? So and of course it's with Apple computers, but a lot of people now have iPhones, and a lot of people are interested in that. Their friends have them, they get one too or something. And so, but they haven't had one before, or they've been playing around with it for a while, and they're like, every time I try to do this, I can't do it. How do I solve that? And so things like taking photos, things like navigation. Everybody wants to learn how to navigate with their iPhone. But it's a wide variety depending on a person's experience with devices in general, and specifically with the device they're asking about. So
so there's just a wide range of I guess of how people's expertise, I guess,
where they're starting from. Exactly. Yeah.
Yes.
Exactly.
Okay. Well, I know that just the feedback that I've heard from seniors who have met with you, that it's always so helpful to have their questions and their problems kind of, or I guess the problem solving that you help them with.
Hopefully.
I know they're very appreciative. So you have a pop-up program coming up this Friday, iPhone Basics at Lever Run at 1 p.m. So what would one of our 55 plus members expect to learn in that program?
Sure. Yeah. So pre-pandemic, I had been doing this about every couple months at Walter Reed. And so this is sort of reviving that. And so typically my intent in that class is to start with the very basic. I plug my iPhone into a screen so everybody can see the screen of my iPhone. And so I start with, here's what the device looks like. Here's what the physical buttons look like. And then I start from, here's how different things work. I assume that you may not know anything about the device you have in your hand. And so I start with the really basics. Where's the control panel? How do you delete an app? How do you install an app? How do you turn it on? What's the recommendations about how often you charge it? Some really basic questions that people have if they haven't had one before. And then I keep going, and then I start to explore apps that are more important to people, like messages, or they want to use the web browser, or they want to check Facebook. Explore some sort of basic apps that are of interest to all.
Right.
And then eventually and then people start asking questions, and so then maybe the discussion is guided by what people ask about at that point. But I really try to lay the foundation first, so that
Right.
somebody who's never had a device before can at least get started, and then we dive into more detail as we go along. So
Okay. That's great. And yes, there's always you always leave a lot of time at the end for a question answer.
exactly right.
Um,
There's certainly an opportunity for that.
Oh, well, great. Well, I hope that everybody takes advantage of that pop-up program on Friday. You can still register for that. And you get to check out Love a Run, which I don't know if you've seen it yet, Lowell.
No,
Have
I'm
you-
looking forward to seeing it. I want to see it.
Okay.
Yes, right,
Yes, I think you're going to really like it.
right.
Okay, so looking ahead to the fall, and we're reopening, yay. What will the tutoring sessions in the fall look like?
Right. I mean, as you said, I've been doing it by Zoom now,
Mhm.
but I look forward to doing it in person, because you're certainly much more helpful if you can point at the screen with somebody. You can be over their shoulder. You can watch as they do things and say, help them go the right direction, or whatever they're doing. So it's
Right.
40. Typically, as you know, we sign up for 45-minute sessions,
Mhm.
one-on-one, and so I don't have an agenda when I do that.
Mhm.
I hope people come with some questions in mind, and so they have some things they want to know about, and then we go from there. And so basically, I'm yours for 45 minutes, and
Yeah.
so hopefully we can make some progress. So.
I think people will be very happy to be able to have that to access those tutoring sessions again in person, because I think that there are a lot of people who didn't do it online because it's a little bit trickier online, right?
Agreed.
Virtually,
Yeah.
to have to get on another device to be able to show you what's going on on their Apple device.
Right.
Correct?
Right.
Yeah, well, we are so just grateful to have you, Lowell. You've been like one of our most dedicated volunteers. Just the assistance that you give our 55 plus members has been really invaluable, especially during the pandemic, when they're trying to figure out these technical issues and
Became even more critical. Right. Yeah.
right. And so so I hope that a lot of people join us for the pop-up program at Love a Run on Friday, and that you'll get to see Lowell again in person at Aurora Hills and Walter Reed for his one-on-one tutoring sessions when we reopen in the fall. But thank you again, Lowell, for being with
You're
us
welcome.
today.
All right. Thanks for the
55
time.
Plus
All right.
Live, and we will see you in the fall, or actually we'll
All
see
right.
you on Friday.
Right. Okay. All right.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, and welcome back. I love those spotlight interviews. They're always fun to find out more about, behind the person.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Thank you so much to our volunteers,
Yes,
and
exactly.
especially to you, Lowell.
Yes, so for our final segment, we have our top
Top
five.
five!
And today we're talking about technologies for 55 plus adults. All right, so first off, we're talking about gadgets. And gadgets, the top 5 gadgets are, of course, smartphones, tablets, and e-readers.
Yeah.
That's what we have here, which is awesome because, to be quite honest, like the need for a computer or a laptop or desktop is really going away. It's really incredible, like what you can do now on your phone, on your tablet, on your iPad.
Right, and it takes up less space.
Yeah, batteries longer, they last longer. They're really like great devices for anybody that needs to accomplish any kind of task.
Right, and now they have so many options for seniors. So if you're, a little bit nervous about getting just like, your regular Apple iPhone or Samsung, they have, specific smartphones now for seniors. And if you go to, all of this information here is from seniorliving.org.
Okay.
It is so much great information, and it does all the research for you. So it has like top 10 smartphones for seniors. It has top 10 tablets, top 10 e-readers. And so it's just a great resource. So definitely after this, go to www.seniorliving.org, and all of this information is here.
Awesome. Very cool. All right, so what do we have next?
So our second thing is food delivery service. This is a great technology. Oh my gosh,
yeah.
not just for seniors, for everybody.
Yeah.
Right? Especially during the pandemic. I think these businesses just like blew up.
Oh my gosh.
So here's a nice little table. If you're looking for grocery delivery, Instacart. Like, nobody heard of Instacart, I think, before this
and now
happened.
I like use it all the time.
Do you?
Just like
I don't use it.
have stuff delivered to your house. It's dangerous.
Yeah.
It's very dangerous.
Yes, but I know they go
But
to everything. They go to
so
Costco.
helpful. Yeah.
They go every grocery store
Yeah.
pretty much.
Yeah. Like if you need to order cat litter and it's too heavy and you don't want to deal with it, you can just have cat litter delivered to your door.
That's amazing.
awesome.
See, I don't use Instacart, but I know so many people that
Yeah.
do. And Nick does.
But other food delivery services, Uber
Yes.
Eats and DoorDash. Oh my gosh, so helpful,
Right.
especially of course during the pandemic, but just in general, like for anybody that like wants a nice meal and don't feel like cooking that day, it's so easy just to dial in and use those applications.
And just, we're not going to mention every single one of these, but for like gourmet meals delivered at home, you have Blue Apron or HelloFresh. They basically, we did try this. We tried HelloFresh, and they basically, just deliver the ingredients and the herbs and spices and everything, and you just make it at home. And it's generally about $10 a meal, about.
Yeah.
So, again, if you just want to try it, I think there's like a trial period
Yeah.
to see if you like it, and you can always cancel it.
Yeah.
But just so many options for food delivery services and meal prep and things like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then transportation services for seniors. So Uber and Lyft are very well known. We actually have a class coming up at Arlington Mill in, I think, October or November on Uber and Lyft, so look out for that one. But you were telling me about another service called GoGo Grandparent.
Yes.
That I think that you mentioned, correct me if I'm wrong, essentially if you don't have a smartphone and if you don't want to use the direct app, it's a service that you can call, and this service will arrange the transportation services for you, which is really, really cool. I didn't know about that until just now.
Yes, and apparently it's not just transportation services, it's also like meal services. So we were just talking about Uber Eats and Grubhub. GoGo Grandparent, you can just call in and they can access these apps for you and set it all up for you, so you can just call in and be able to use these services, but just through them. There is I think like a monthly fee, but just check it out and see. Most of these things give you trial.
Like free trial periods to
yes.
see if you like it, and you can cancel, right?
Yeah.
Very good.
So number 4.
Number 4.
Oh, did we skip something? I think that was actually number 5. This is the last one.
I think we switched them up, didn't we?
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
Okay. So
number 4 is mobile apps for seniors. So so many out there.
So many. Oh my
we
gosh.
of course already talked about a few that on the show with the transit app. We talked about the Venmo, PayPal, Cash App, all those like payment applications. But a few others that we have listed here is like Google Maps, GoodRx, which compares like prescription prices, which is really cool. You were showing me this magnification application.
yeah, so it's and these are all free apps, and they're specifically for seniors. But this one is a magnifying glass with a flashlight. So,
Nice.
when you're in a restaurant and the lights
Yeah.
are dim and you're trying to read, like I now have to read like this.
Yeah.
So yeah, eye doctor +1. I have to start doing reading glasses now. But this is a magnifying glass and a flashlight, so you can like read those menus better. And then the other one we have on here is MediSafe, which is like a way to organize your medications and give you alarms, set alarms, and things to reminders to take those. But these are just 4 of them. Brittany and Shatima talked about some of them. What's your favorite app, Nick? Do you like one that you use the most?
Oh God, Instagram. Messages app, I don't know.
Messenger, so-
not on the list, but
Yeah,
lots of
yeah.
lots of helpful apps out there. I do use Venmo a lot. Uber is so much fun.
Yeah.
Spotify, the music applications.
Oh,
We have so
yes.
many classes coming up on all those different topics. So
Okay.
yeah, Netflix. Yeah, love
I didn't
it.
know there was an app for Netflix. There's an app for everything
App
these
for
days.
everything.
Okay, and then last but not least,
Of course, is our video chatting apps and services that we're become so familiar with over the past year and a half. So we put this question out to our 55 plus community, and they overwhelmingly voted on Zoom as
Yeah.
being their favorite use of technology over the past year.
Yes.
It has really helped connect so many people. And I think it's here to stay as well. I mean, like all of our virtual programs have been so popular. This show has been so much fun, and it's something we plan on continuing into the fall. And just, a lot of amazing things you can do. Skype, FaceTime, get to see and hear and connect with anybody from anywhere in the globe.
right? And these are all free, or they have. Zoom has, you can
Right,
you
right.
can
Yeah.
upgrade, but
Yeah.
the basic services are free. The basic apps. And again, yeah, I think it's great that a lot of our 55 plus members have tapped into these technologies, which I think are the most important because you can connect with people.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's it. That's our top 5.
Yeah. All right. And that's our show. So thank you so much for joining us, and thanks for sticking around to the end. I hope that you have a great afternoon, and we'll see you on our next show on August 17th. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye, everyone.